And she's dead.
To be precise, Flap, what
That
kind
is
of
Flap.
problem? An intruder problem. A guy's getting killed problem. Ah, just as I was getting comfortable.
Cesaro. This was no rehearsal. And the girl giving the Oscar performance was my old friend Nico.
This is very tiresome. You will stay
Just
here,
like
Miss
George.
Collard. Don't try anything.
Some.
I get a stamp. I get a stamp. Oh, I tell you what, chat. Getting to do this bit right here. Oof. That's a nice little rush of dopamine. Gotta love a reward stamp that you get to stamp yourself. Wow, you seem to have a real photographer's spirit. That being said, I think you'll appreciate this. I got a tripod. Take photos from a distance. Yeah. This is how I die. Tap dancing on bubble wrap and being eaten by a demon. Hi. How you doing? What the fuck? Soul! Oh my god! Soul and Tomahawk. No! Tomahawk set me to 1 HP and then Soul increased the difficulty. I was already dead before he even touched me. This is how I die. Tap dancing on bubble wrap and being eaten by a demon. That's it, piss off. Go nick someone else's chips. $43.38, fuck yes! Look at that. Beautiful stuff. We'll take that.
It was real swell of you to give Glomgold a lift home, Mr. McD.
Ah, yes. That was a good run.
I'll put it on your bill.
Excellent!
You can pay me back and
Our problems. Also, while I'm back, everybody. I guess. Sorry about the delay there. Oh, getting about when you've got a dodgy leg is difficult. Who'd have thought? But I've got me cup sober, and Porthos has been fed, and he's had some outside time. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Just gonna get the vegetables out of my soba cup's lid. Because while I was emptying the water out, all the vegetables are just like pulled at the top, where I can't eat them. Get me sauce out. Okay, and let's get Bad End Theatre set up whilst we're doing. Ooh. Yeah, I hope everybody had a nice little break there. I certainly did. It's finally cooling down outside. So I took the opportunity while Porthos was having his outside time to
get a little bit of fresh air myself by standing in the doorway at the back. Because I can't actually go out into the garden, because the step down into our garden is too steep for me to be able to navigate right now. Unfortunately. Yeah. Whew, okay. No, it's okay. That's food. We're all good with that. I thought it was fluff. Okay. That's the stream info. Not properly updated because Twitch is being a butt. There we go. Stream info updated. And then we just need to do this. Oh! It's bigger than the screen. There we go. Don't know why it's done that. It's very odd. Oop. There we go. Okay. Whew. Right, I will put myself on mute and eat whilst I'm going through the menu stuff. Welcome to Bad End Theatre. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. I'm gonna put a little poll up for this so you folks can select the doll. There you go. 2 minutes on that one. Get your votes in. Oh, that went well. Okay, I'll pick for us then. We'll go demon. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. Sounds about right. How will you interact with the human doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless! Wow, what a little dick you are. You found your very first bad ending. Don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Okay, you control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? You kill the demon doll this time, and it doesn't resist. This is all because you chose to play nice in the first round. Are the mechanics becoming clear? Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behaviour in advance. As you just saw, these behaviours will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. Well, this is a neat idea. I like this. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theatre actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behaviours on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce looking guy. Okay. You both attack each other at once and die together. End tutorial. Okay, that's kind of neat. I think I understand how to play. Yeah, I think I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Cool. I'm gonna cough, finish my noodles, and then we are going to play some bad end theatre. Noodles successfully nommed. Let's do some bad end theatre, shall we? Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Okay, so who've we got? Considering how the last poll went, as much as I'm quite happy to do polls for all the options that we have, I suspect most folks are lurking right now. So I'm going to just play through the game. And if at any point anybody would like me to actually start doing polls so that you can be a bit more involved in what's going on, then let me know. But I'm quite happy for everyone to just hang out in the Lurkers Lounge if they want to. We've been live for a while, and you've all been very, very interactive throughout the course of the stream, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're feeling as tired as I am right now. So we've got the hero, the maiden, the underling, and the overlord. I kind of like the look of the overlord. But it looks like I can't play the overlord yet, because it wouldn't let me. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Oh, so we're not full of ourselves in the slightest. Reliable, dependable, or the words ending in ibble. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped, and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. Just readjusting my footrest for my ankle there. Sorry about that. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Let's be dutiful. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. The mark of a true hero is knowing when to fight and when not to fight. Let's try some diplomacy. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. That is a great little image. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier. You haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Oops. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance. A convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can see only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before. This final battle, the Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world. But what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. Wow. We suck. Reset the stage. Okay. So we've got one of 41 endings. Let's be the Overlord this time. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's the deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? So we could go with the tyrannical option, or we could grant them the day off. You know what? Today has been a day for CEOs bucking the trend of real-life CEOs, so we're going to give them the day off work. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control, that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by the darkness. Conquered Overlord ending. Okay. I'm deliberately going to leave the maiden till last because I don't want to know where she's gone. I think that'll be more interesting that way. You are a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come at all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. Sorry about that, folks. You feel like you're going to go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She's surprisingly cool with that. Nice! You set out on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. When the maiden realises you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she's started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? Demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them each to have their own language? I like this little demon. Maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. Okay, so we could avenge our fallen comrades, which will get us killed, or we can save ourselves. I want to see what happens next. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, till you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep dark forest somewhere. Deserter underling end, yep. Deserter. This is nice, it's a really nice, quick little game. Really clever idea for storytelling as well, very cute. Do like. Oh, need to cough again. Oof. I am really not happy with this cough. I mean, it feels a lot better than it did earlier. So as much as talking is making it worse, it also seems to be somehow making it better. But yeah, it's weird. Hopefully I'll be over it soon. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day, because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone. But maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church, you pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Not long into your adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. This doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe that you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realise they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realise that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realise it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The overlord, who had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you had been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. You somehow manage to slip past the overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escaped Maiden ending A. Ooh, there's more than one. My nose is super itchy, but it's like the very tip of my nose and I don't know why. There we go. Okay. So that's an entire round in the theatre done. And that took, what, 30 minutes? So I guess we can do the same thing again now, but let's see. Let's have... Where does it all go wrong? How do we keep everyone alive? Let's start with the maiden this time. We'll do maiden, overlord, underling, hero. I think. I want to see if there's any way to keep everybody alive and actually get a good ending in Bad End Theatre. There probably isn't, but it's worth a shot, I think. Okay, here we go. So we know all of this already. We've been through the maiden's story, so I'm going to skip through until we get something new. So we meet the demon underling. We're going to shout for a hero to come save us this time. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologise. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. And then we tell them our story. Demon doesn't seem to have really been listening. Takes us to the Overlord. I'll have a chat with the Overlord. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. So we have a little chat, just go home and stop worrying so much. I want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her some more. So we'll chat. As it turns out, she commanded the demons to avoid the towns and villages. Yep, because she didn't want them to get killed. This is all the same as before. Now, I turned off the dutiful behaviour for the hero, so I'm hoping that's going to mean that he's not going to cut his way through all of the people this time. People, demons. Here we go. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realise he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, and that you weren't in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologise for causing trouble. But really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons. Torpor, thank you for the hydrate. And the stretch. Much appreciated, Torpor. Folks that are watching, if you're getting really into the story like I was there and need to take a moment to have a quick sip and have a little stretch, now is a great time to do so. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realise you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected, and you won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Oh dear. Selfless Maiden End B. So there's more than one Selfless Maiden ending as well. Holy heckers. I mean, I suppose it's not surprising considering how many endings there are, but still. We're going to put polite on for the maiden. We'll do Overlord. So we know who the Overlord is, so we'll skip through this. You know what? It's pretty clear there is no way to get a good ending. Because that would have been, like, optimal right up until we got caught in a burning building. So let's change the script a bit. We're going to tell them to get back to work. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. Thought you told that underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized break away from the castle. Ah, so the underling will do that no matter what the Overlord says, okay. You scold them, but ultimately, you're a little interested in this guest. So you let them off easy. That underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. But the maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is just asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that the demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as to not agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. Maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. Can't tell if she's into you or not. She's into you. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time, it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumoured to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologises for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Ooh. We can be possessive or we can let them go. So we know what happens if we let them go. The castle burns down, and I would like to know why the castle burns down. But also I like the idea of her going, no, she's mine now. No, I want to... My thirst for knowledge is more important and more powerful than my thirst for endings. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious Overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. Until your door slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord ending. Ah, I think I may have found the source of my nose itching. I think it was a stray hair. Which I have hopefully dealt with now. I am going to take a moment to clean my glasses though, because they're fucking filthy. Okay, there we go. So we've got some more different behaviour types for the Overlord now. Hey Porthos, what's up? Little pets. Oof. Hi. Hi. We have a Porthos on camera. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hello. Hello. Hi. You just wanted attention, didn't you? I'm not normally at my computer for this long on a Sunday. No, I know. I'm sorry. But we're doing it for a good cause. I think he may want out. Where's my phone? I'm just gonna send Slow a message and ask him to let P out. There you go. So we've just done Overlord with Tyrant and Antisocial. Let's put Possessive on as well. And let's play the Underling. You are a demon Underling. Yep. We know this. Oh! Back. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. Thank you, Slow. They agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off of her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. So this is where the overthrowing comes in. Let's not. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. Are we though? After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably that there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still going to be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. Hello, Graf! Welcome on in. You're doing crimes. We are also doing crimes. I hope you're doing well today. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. And we know this bit already. She greets us, she's got a favour. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna change the play. I'm altering the script. Pray I don't alter it further. We're gonna eat the maiden. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. This is gonna get us killed. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Yeah, we're gonna take this very clear bad end here. We'll put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. And the curtain closes. Beautiful stuff. We'll reset the stage. Okay. I want to see what's going to be different now that we've actually just eaten the maiden. Let's take Tyrant off of the Overlord, because that means that she will just give the underling the day off work. This game is giving me terrifying visions of spreadsheets. Hey Russ, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. I'm having a lot of fun with it. This feels a lot less spreadsheety for me than the Dark Room does. But that's because I have one achievement left to get in the Dark Room and I haven't quite mapped out how you get it yet. Whereas with this, I'm just sort of having fun and experimenting and seeing like how I can adjust the story as I go along. But I'm quite enjoying it. And it's such a quick thing to play as well. He's here. Oh, okay. Thank you, Slow. Slow has told me I must pet Porthos, so you all get to watch me pet Porthos. You just want some love? Yeah. Some under collar scratches. Oh yeah, baby. He likes that. That's okay, I know that feeling. Thank you for letting him out. Okay. Yeah, I'm having quite a lot of fun with it. We got 7 endings already and we've been playing it for about an hour. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Oh, Stream Elements is still talking. Not very often, which is unusual for Stream Elements. As I know, we've got some new folks in chat now. Just so you're all aware, today's stream is for charity. There's a donation link there if you want to get involved. We're raising money for the It Gets Better project, who are a global LGBTQ+ outreach charity who provide support, empowerment and education to LGBTQ+ youth around the world. I just know I could never rest until I've seen every possible variation just in case I missed any unique screens. Yeah, I'm very much the same. At some point, I'm going to have to go back and play the Pixel Pulps and get all of the different endings and achievements that you can get for those as well, because I just need to know. So I'm with you 100% there, Rust. But I think as a quick little game to finish up our Queer Games showcase, this is working out really, really well. It's cute, it's dark, it's got a puzzle element to it. So it's really got everything that this channel normally has in a stream. It's good stuff. I'm quite enjoying it. Okay, so... let's see. We've deliberately turned Dutiful off on the hero because that stops him from just murdering everybody. We'll keep Disloyal off on the underling and we'll turn Hungry off this time. Anonymous, thank you very much for the $25 donation there. That brings us up to $210 raised for the It Gets Better project. Thank you so, so much. We are $40 away from the goal that I set for us, which is absolutely fantastic because I put that there as a not too unobtainable, but like might be a little bit of a push considering everything that's going off in the world right now kind of goal. And to have got that far with it, it's absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, everybody who's donated. We'll keep the maiden as polite, because she seems to do very well being polite. I think. Actually, no. Let's turn polite off and see what happens when she's not polite to everybody. We'll keep the Overlord as antisocial, and I think we'll leave possessive on as well. I want to see what happens if we do that. Let's go be a hero. Okay. So, we are the hero. We have been sent to find a maiden who has gone missing, presumed kidnapped by the Overlord that lives in the castle just outside of town. There are demon soldiers in the path. We are going to pull a Sir Robin this time. We are not going to use the dutiful skill. We are going to flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it into the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. We're going to be diplomatic. Go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you, and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Okay, so we can destroy the Overlord, which unlocks Heroic for us, or we can ask them what's going on. That gets us another ending, but I genuinely want to know if there is a way to keep everyone alive. I'll ask the maiden what's going on. I want to see if we can make it just this once everybody lives. So we're going to skip through all this. The Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. Ah yeah, because I left possessive on. Overlord's got a crush on the maiden now. Maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero end. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we've got diplomatic for the hero now, which is good. So for anyone that's never encountered this game before and has no idea what I'm doing right now, this is Bad End Theatre. As we play through the scenario over and over again, a little bit like Groundhog Day in that regard, we unlock different traits for each character that we play as, which we can then turn off and on for when we're playing as other characters in the scenario. So by not killing anybody and asking nicely if we could go into the castle, we unlocked diplomatic for the hero. So now when I play as the maiden, for example, if I've got that turned on, he will default to that behaviour for her story. So you can use a different combination of behaviours for each of them to bring about the ending that you are aiming for. So we'll turn possessive off because that got us into some trouble, but we'll leave diplomatic on. Having polite switched off for the maiden doesn't seem to make any difference, so we'll leave that as is, and we'll leave the underling as is. We're going to skip through all this, we're going to flee like a coward, we're going to be diplomatic. Here we go. Ask the maiden what's going on. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you, to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh. The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What was she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander hero. Okay, so he can be a bystander in at least 2 ways. Okay, so that did not work out how I wanted it to. Huh. It looks like 3 is the maximum amount of behaviours you can get, so I feel like we should probably pad out the maiden and the underling. We'll work on the maiden because she's literally only got 1 thing right now. We've not had the maiden's hungry underling ending yet, so we'll do that. This is going to be a short-lived one. She's going to leave a note to say she's gone to the Overlord's castle to tell the Overlord to hurry up and kidnap her. Gonna shout for a hero to come save us. Doesn't do anything. The demon jumps us and starts eating us. Demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting a lot. How painful! This plan of yours was completely stupid. Why do you think you... why... You think, why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? I merged 2 lines together there. That was bad. You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Yeah, that was a quick one. Reset the stage. That's okay. So we'll turn hungry off. So having disloyal on doesn't change whether the castle burns down or not. That's a shame. Okay, we leave our note. We go out, we meet the demon. We'll introduce ourselves, we'll be polite. Demon isn't paying any attention though. But they still agreed to take us to the Overlord, so there we are, there's the Overlord. We explain that we were expecting the Overlord to kidnap us and she's not done it yet. And the Overlord's just like, why? Why would I kidnap you? So we carry on. Just go home and stop worrying about Destiny so much. Reasonable. I mean, it's a good game, but it's not worth stressing about. We decide we want to learn more about the Overlord. The Overlord is feeling antisocial and does not want to talk to us. We're going to be obedient because that's going to unlock another thing for us, so we'll obey. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. You don't know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there. You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. You're very upset that this so-called hero would treat you this way, and you leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask? You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be. So they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbours, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Executed maiden. Okay, at least there's only one of those. Okay, so we've got polite and obedient for her. Let's go possessive for the Overlord. I wonder how we get that last one. Sod it, let's do another maiden run and see if we can get that last ability. Behaviour. We'll leave our note, introduce ourselves to the demon, go and talk to the Overlord, and instead of obeying when she tells us to go home, we're gonna... where is it? We express our gratitude. Oh, I turned off the thing where she tells us to go home. So now they're just having a nice little chat about how demons aren't actually that bad. And they're getting to know each other and getting to like each other. Maybe even love each other. This is a queer game showcase after all. You feel free. I love that line. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, the hero enters the room. Oh great, here he is. Come to ruin everything. He must have been sent to retrieve you. He asks us what's going on. We explain. The hero is relieved. You apologise for causing trouble, but nobody read your note. Hero asks if you'll go home. The Overlord says no. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having any of it. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops. Or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognise them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone's stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide never to leave home again for the rest of your life. Well, we rescued the maiden at least, I suppose. Oh, got some groceries coming at about 8:30, so I've just had a message about them. Okay, I don't know how we get the third one for the maiden. Maybe if we turn possessive off. I don't know. Let's do an underling one. So we're a demon underling, we're bored of our day-to-day. We go and ask the big boss if we can have a day off work, and weirdly enough, she says yeah. So off we go to frolic. We roll around in the grass and just, like, have a nice time. And then we bump into this little maiden. And she says hello, and she's telling us her life story, and we're not really paying much attention, but we'll... You know what? Doesn't really matter what she said, we'll take her back to the castle. She seems to want that anyway. So we take her back to see the Overlord, and they get chatty. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're going to get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. And being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Okay, so...
Genuine enthusiasm.
Overlord 2312. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day today. So if we go disloyal, we've already got the disloyalty behaviour. But it might... Bet you can guess what my username is based off of. Well, I'm guessing it's either this or the anime Overlord. But considering you've followed whilst we're playing Bad End Theatre, I suspect it's more likely this. Then again, it could also be the band overlord. She is an absolute girl boss. I love her. She's fab. Okay, like, this gets us another ending, and the point of it is to get all the endings. But do we want to see what happens next? I kind of want to see what happens next. Like, how do we get the third bit? Tomboy lesbian, I want to be like her, to be honest. I do not blame you at all. She's not even just a tomboy lesbian, but like a hardcore goth tomboy lesbian at that. She's got it all. You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Yeah, that's fair. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realise your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. And yet when she's talking to someone that hasn't killed her minions, she's so wholesome. Yeah, she's actually a pretty good demon. Pretty good demon overlord. You can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. And you and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck. The Overlord would kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea, and that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. Can't believe they'd tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly, the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans. And then, the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. Seriously, Senno, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well today. There are turkeys at the town dump. That's, excuse the pun, wild. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Okay, so that didn't get us... That didn't get us any new behaviours for the underling. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Torpor. We have some wandering around town at various times. I'd had some in my yard. First time I've seen one at the dump. That is weird and also very awesome. Why does he have to deal with all the emotional manipulation? Yeah, exactly. Okay. We got 12 of 41 endings in an hour and a half. That's not too bad. Well, less than an hour and a half, I think. I think about it. Play as Overlord next. I mean, I can do. We've been trying to get as many different endings as possible. I want to see if there is a if there is a way for all 4 of them to survive the encounter. I want to know, weird, one town over I was driving and saw a small flock of them that seemed to understand what crosswalks are for. Oh yeah! A lot of animals, when they're exposed to that kind of stuff for long enough, get used to how the humans use them, so they'll mimic it. It's quite clever. There might be a way, insert wink wink nudge nudge here. I was hoping there was. In amongst all of this stuff, I was hoping there would be. Okay, we'll give an Overlord run with the Underling having Disloyal on a go. I'm gonna leave everything else switched off though. Because we have already had one Overlord run where they had Disloyal on. Getting all the endings makes the last ending cute. Oh, awesome. Let's grant them the day off. Let them frolic, and we'll go for a nap. Which, frankly, I feel like I'm probably going to do after this stream's over. Because this has been a long one for me. How long have I been live now? 7.5 hours. Yeah, this is a long one for me. Worth it, though. I've had a really good time with you all, and we've raised a lot of money for a good cause, so that's the important thing. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. So this should be the maiden, who wants us to kidnap her. Because she thinks she's not maidenly enough, unless she's been kidnapped. Ooh. We'll let her stay for a while. Lesbian vibes, oh yes. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. So this is the same as it was last time, basically. She thanks us for not killing any of her village mates, for want of a better description. This maiden is different. Here it goes. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, because you're bad at jokes. I was watching AEW last night and there was a pretty good Pride bit. Really? Oh, that's awesome, Zeno. I am not up to date with AEW at the minute. I added both of them to Metopia and made their friendship level 99. Oh, that's very cute, Overlord. Can't tell if she's into you or not. Okay, so we're interrupted by the hero appearing. They have a nice little chat. They realise it's all been a big misunderstanding. Oh, she is into you, girl. Yeah, that's what I said the first time I saw that line. Maiden apologises for causing trouble. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. I love that line as well. This is a really well-written little game. It's very cute. We're not going to be possessive this time, I don't think. Because that results in us killing people. Actually, we've not done possessive from her perspective yet, have we? Ooh. But that's going to get us killed. Have we done possessive from her perspective yet? Create a Steam description is making cute little lesbian stories to make your heart melt. Oh, that's adorable. I love that. We were playing Super Lesbian Animal RPG earlier, and that is just so painfully, wholesomely gay. So good. I'm really happy that I've managed to get like a bunch of indie games to play for the Queer Game Showcase today. It's been so good to just share little things like this, little gems that other people might not have come across before. I'm gonna let them go and see what happens. So we're gonna go to sleep. Is this loneliness? You've almost fallen asleep when the maiden and hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you. You're not surprised. How nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was that first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless who led the conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone, to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately all you do is sleep. You know what? I want that as a... That's gonna be an emote or a sticker on the Discord before the week is out. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die. Burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You'll all burn together. Ah, Overlord's true ending. Very nice. Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. Ooh, hello. True end, you say to yourself. Well, I've encountered that phrase numerous times in other games before, so what's the point if all my effort is if the true ending is this terrible? I don't know, it's alright. You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theatre. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theatre, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. What time are we at? 10 minutes. We've got time for one more. Ah, so we can get more than 3. I'm guessing that 4 is the maximum, though, because then, you know, because that's a true ending thing. The max is 4. Okay, cool. Okay. We're gonna leave Merciful on. We're gonna leave Disloyal on. Let's go for another maiden run. Make the hero diplomatic. One of the maiden's behaviours made me cry. Oh, really? Well, don't spoil it for me. I'd like to discover that for myself. If I do. Because I'm only going to be live for another 10 minutes or so. So, divine plan, leaving a note. Going to introduce ourselves, we're going to be polite. Demon takes us to the Overlord, we chat with the Overlord. Making friends. Maybe making more than friends. Definitely making more than friends. Then the gooseberry shows up. We avert a very nasty situation. Everybody laughs. It's all good, it's all fine. We say we're going to head off. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. If you take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognise from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were part of this evil plot. They seemed so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment. I feel like Overlord-like here actually just means hot. Think underling is trans. Oh, really? See, they've been being referred to with they, them, so I was assuming they were probably non-binary. Which, yay, MB demons represent. But, yeah, they could be trans. I mean, there are a lot of non-binary folks who also identify as trans, so they could be both. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. Aww. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. The community makes art of them being trans. Oh, that's really cute. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them. If you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. I will do Rocket after the stream is done. Thank you. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. Okay, so that's her true ending. Keep collecting bad endings for now. It can't end like this. So we are going to keep collecting the bad endings. Because I want all the bad endings before we go for the actual good ending. But just checking that groceries haven't just arrived. We've only got time for one more ending. Which I think we will make a hero run. So we're a hero, we've been sent to find the missing maiden who has been kidnapped. What if it's not a good ending? That's a very fair point. I want to wait to get the true ending, the full true ending, until we've got all the bad endings. Or all the endings that I can see. We're gonna run away. We're gonna be diplomatic. We're gonna go and see the Overlord and the Maiden. Realise it's all just a big misunderstanding. Gonna head off. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the Maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. Oh, Torpor, thank you for the stretch. Ooh. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The Maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. Yes, I had noticed that, Overlord. Because it starts off whenever you're doing any other one, it's a single colour palette. Which is how you can tell when you're getting the true endings. Yes, I had figured that out. You burst into the Overlord's room. The Maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by the group from the entrance, who shifts the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence, so Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and makes excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. There we go, and that's the hero's true end sorted. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? Wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair? Or... We're actually going to exit the theatre now, because it is 8 o'clock. I've got groceries coming, and I need to be downstairs when they get here. Which, with a sprained ankle, is a lot harder than it sounds. I'll do one last round robin of the hat, as it were. Quick reminder, everyone. This stream today, the 3rd annual Retro Raccoon Pride stream, is in honour of the It Gets Better project, who are a global charitable organisation who provide empowerment, support, and education to LGBTQ youth around the world. It's a very, very valiant cause. Rustbot, thank you very much for contributing towards the Romancylvania challenge. We are literally 10k away from smashing that goal, which is fantastic. Had my eye on this game, honestly. Seemed like fun, wacky one-shot narrative game. Yeah, it's been really fun to play. Duke, thank you very much for contributing towards the Romancylvania challenge, and I hope you're doing well today. Yeah. As, it's good to see you too, Duke. As the, cherry on the, ice cream sundae that has been this, Queer Game Showcase, I think it has been absolutely perfect. But yeah. So we've raised $210 for the It Gets Better project so far during this stream. So this is... The donation link will still work after the stream, so if you want to donate once the stream is over, please feel free to do so. The link is up there. !charity will give you another view of it again. But even so, $210, that's absolutely fucking amazing work, everyone. Thank you so, so much. Especially with everything going on in the world, to have raised any amount of money like that for such a lovely little charity is really humbling. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you everyone who's contributed. And even when you've not been able to contribute, thank you to everyone that's come along today for this stream and just shown support for the last 8 fucking hours. Exactly, yeah, pat yourselves on the backs, as Duke says. It's very, very kind of you all. I have such a wonderful community here, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And your contributions both to the charitable stuff we've done, and... I know. Okay. But 8 hours, I'm knackered. I'm not very well. I've got a sprained ankle, and I've got shit I need to get done before work tomorrow. So I need to finish up. I'm very tired now. But this has been such a delight. It really has. And you've made our 3rd Pride stream just as amazing as the last 2. So thank you. Only way is up from here. Thank you, everyone. Okay. The ending screen. Oof. So.
Goodbye.
You are most welcome, Russ. Thank you for being here. It's been lovely to have you. We can delete that alert now. Or we could if I could type. There we go. So, before I finish up, we do have a giveaway active on this stream, as we always do. As it's a special occasion. Today's prize is a copy of Celeste. Another wonderful queer indie game. If you would like to enter the giveaway, ! ticket will get you 1 ticket to enter. Okie dokie, Overlord. You take care. Thank you for being here, and thank you again for the follow. ! Ticket will get you 1 ticket to enter. You can purchase the 10 tickets by saying ! Ticket space and the number of tickets you wish to purchase, up to the value of 10, as Torpor has beautifully demonstrated there. Oh, bless you, Duke. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Ooh. Got a newcomer entry as well. That's very exciting. Best of luck, Overlord. Okay. So, some of you will only just be hearing about this giveaway. If you do want to get in on the action, now is your last chance. I'll give you a little countdown. Just... Oh, thank you, Russ. That's very kind of you. Hey! You can't win if you don't enter. So, you've taken that first step, Overlord. And we've had a lot of people with their first and only ticket win prizes in the giveaways in the past, so you never know. Okay, so you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a little bit for the lag. The giveaway is closed. And I am very surprised that Rocket didn't jump in at the last second there. And again, I know Rocket's got quite a backlog of games at the moment. So perhaps that's why. Okay, 3 entrants. A total of 12 tickets purchased. Let's see who wins. The winner of a copy of Celeste for Steam is Torpor. Congratulations. 83.33% chance to win. Yeah, the odds were very definitely in your favour there, my friend. Okay, I will send you the code in a little bit. Okay. To be fair, Torpor bought more tickets than you did, so it's no big surprise. But you gave it a go, and that's the important thing. And nothing was lost, because all it was channel points. Okay, let's see what we've got going on at the moment. I tell you what. How about we take this Pride Parade over to one of my lovely co-Clock Tower members, who is an absolutely fantastic NB streamer. We're going to go and see. Beep Salt. I will do Torpor. I promise. I need to after this. It's been a long stream. Okay. I will be back on Wednesday. I don't know what with yet. It's going to be gaming because I'll still be resting my ankle at that point, so I can't paint. But we'll do something on Wednesday. 8 PM UK time. No, 6 PM UK time. It finishes at 8. Silly me. You can tell I'm tired. And let's get, just in case you want to join the raid and it doesn't bring you through, as Twitch is so often want to do these days, There is the link to Beep's channel. They're currently playing some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Should be a nice chill time. Right. I am going to go and get some rest. Hopefully I'll see you lovely folks on Wednesday. Thank you again for making this a wonderfully successful fundraising stream. Until I see you next, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Resistance is existence.